by the time you're feeling the cold, it's already too late for some of your vitals. And so that's when cold can set in so exceptionally fast. And the same goes for your pets a lot of times. And so when you're taking them outside, there's a lot to think about outside of just, hey, it's kind of cold, but my pet has fur. No big deal.
Right. So we wanted to talk to Ben McMillan, who's out in the field. He's with the ASPCA to talk about how this kind of bone-chilling cold is not only really tough on us, but it can be really tough on our four-legged friends too.
Yeah, good morning, Carissa and Jeremy. From the Animal Rescue League of Iowa, we are talking some serious cold, as you've been mentioning this weekend. Temperatures over negative 20 degrees in parts of Minnesota and the upper Midwest. So, as you mentioned, that's going to present quite a threat for animals. And we're here with Scott Wilson from the Animal Rescue League of Iowa. And Scott, what tips do you have for folks, and who are you going to show us here today to tell us how to do it?
Well, the tips mainly, if it's too cold to be outside, for you, it's too cold for your pets to be outside, quite honestly. There are some dogs and cats that are going to be outside, and if you're going to do that, you need to make sure they have a good, secure, weatherproof shelter, insulating material in the shelter to keep them warm, access to fresh, unfrozen water, and access to enough food to keep their body temperatures up.
Okay. Can you show us Tiger here in the most susceptible parts of the animal to where the cold can start to cause problems?
Certainly. This is Tiger. Hey, Tiger. With animals especially, you're going to start seeing graying and flaking of tips of the ears from frostbite. You need to keep a very close eye on those. Paw pads are especially susceptible to sand, rock salt, snow melt chemicals. So you really need to clean off those paws when the animals come in from a walk to make sure there's no residual chemicals or anything in there. And Tiger's not going to show us a tail, but the tail can also suffer from frostbite. Those are the primary areas you really need to keep an eye out for when the cats and dogs are going to be outside.
Wonderful. Carissa, Jeremy, do you have any questions for the folks out here at the Rescue
I
League?
actually do.
Yeah.
So Ben, I grew up with the Great Pyrenees, and that guy loves the cold and asks to go outside even when it's 20 degrees below zero. What do you do when your pet really, really wants to go outside? And even when he was outside, even when it was that cold, he never wanted to come in. And no matter what we did, he wouldn't come in. Do we have any recommendations for that?
Yeah, Scott, so one of our meteorologists has an animal that always wants to go out. No matter what the temperature, extreme cold, he still wants to go out and play. Do you let those animals go out and play, and how long?
Absolutely, but you need to really know your pet and know what their limitations are. Short-haired dogs should not be outside for very long unless they're wearing a coat. They're going to start suffering from cold, especially on the feet, fairly quickly. So you want to watch for your animals start lifting their feet up out of the snow. That's an indication they're starting to get too cold. Older animals, young animals, and animals with health problems are also very susceptible to the cold.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate you and your staff meeting with us today. And guys, some very good tips. Be alert this weekend and make sure to watch out, just not for your family, but also for your pets.
Absolutely. The cold, the snow can be brutal on them, just like it's brutal on us. And we can do something about it, but they can't.
Yeah, so we really have to keep our eye on our pets, and even their little paws as they salt the road, put chemicals on the road, their paws crack, it gets in there, not good.
It's painful. So keep them in mind, not just in the cold, but in the snow, because we've got a couple of big batches of that coming through. We'll tell you how to plan for it coming up.